Okay, here I am again with a few of my objet de weirdy bits. I do buy things that are sort of rather nice that I can sell, but they're a bit mainstream. And these things here are the things that I love, that I want to keep for myself mostly. And look at this. This is exciting. I got this earlier. Maybe a rather dull-looking frame to you. But then, when you turn it upside down, I would imagine my friend Robert might have a thing to say here. Robert Rankin, what do you think to that?
I think I want that, Atters, my friend. Is there anything I can fetch over for you, sir?
No, I think I'm all right there. But also, we've got some nice singing in the background.
Yes.
Right. Okay. What else have we got? Let's see. All right. Okay, Robert. What do you think? Where am I going with this?
I think that's wonderful. I don't know what you're going to do with it.
I don't know either.
I don't know what it's part of.
Okay, well, this is another strange mystery that I really want to know, but have no idea. It's got wheels on the bottom. It's brass. It's got to be 19th century. It's a cannon. If there were two of them, there'd be two cannon. Just showing off my knowledge of, yeah. And there's no hole to fire, because often in the late 19th century, even earlier, children used to have these to play with. They put gunpowder in and they'd put a match to it and they'd fire a lead shot. No wonder lots of kids probably had one eye back then. I don't know. But I've no idea what that is. For some reason I'm thinking curtain rail or washing line or something. It's not, but very strange. Right.
Might I fetch you a tray, sir?
No, but what you can do is sing along to the lovely singing behind that. Sweet Caroline, I think. I know. I'd have picked the Beatles or even the Rolling Stones. Now this is rather exciting. This is rather posh, isn't it? Look at that. Do some damage with this. Don't you think? I know. Well, it does look rather authentic. And it's got a repoussé, I believe they call it, isn't it? Where it's hammered outward, the brass. It's bamboo and it's Asian, and it has this thing here for breaking up the
white powder.
breaking up the herbs and spices. It would have been joined on there, but I broke it after I bought it. I only paid about £6 for this, and they do go for, I don't know,
what one's in those two
100,
holes
150, 200. I beg your pardon?
What one's in those two holes?
Well, see, Robert quite rightly points out the two holes here, which work, because it's a travelling eating, sort of like eating. They had chopsticks in there. And they're missing, but I can always stick a couple of sticks in there, don't you reckon? No. And then write that it has recent sticks. It's got some nice, lovely metalwork on there. I don't know if I could call that filigree exactly, but there's some nice silver and gold going on. Very, very pretty. And I believe it's called a truce, I think. Anyway, that was very, very cheap. Indeed, and I probably will try and sell that. Now these are Czech cats. Czech as in Czechoslovakia. And now Eve, who's filming this, went a bit teary then, because these are Lucky Charms, and they used to be a lot smaller, and they'd been Christmas crackers. But this is a bit too big for a Christmas cracker. It might have been a very posh one. They usually had a little hoop to hang as a charm. Also, this is missing diamante eyes, and it would have had a little brass collar with a ring to sort of hang. But again, this is a much larger one, and they're generally black. But this one's got a lovely blue colour to it. And they're very collectible. I know it may look a little bit of toot to many of you, but people are really into these, and they go for between 30 to sometimes £60. You get different creatures as well and objects, but generally it's a lucky cat made in Czechoslovakia around the 20s, 1910, that sort of time. So that I'll probably try and sell. These are fun. Look at that. I've got a massive bag actually in my granny bag. So these are just a few. I've probably got about, I don't know, 100 or so. I don't know. But 20 quid for a load of Nashers? Come on, you can't turn that down, can you? I mean, this sort of weird medical type stuff is very popular. People are into collecting odd things now, putting them in glass domes or putting them in those shelves. We have lots of little square pocket areas, or just, I don't know, having something to talk about with lots of teeth. I don't know, it's a bit of an odd one that, but anyway, I don't know if I'm going to keep those yet. Now, what's this? Oh, keys. Yeah, well, look, I just love keys. Look at these. I mean, they're underrated and they're never worth much, generally, unless you have a huge church key. But these things, you can pick them up for about £6, really. I did pay £40 for really, I don't know, it must be about 60 of them, I think. And I love this one, all battered and knackered and old. And the bow at the end, these show that it's actually quite an earlier one, you know. Like this one's Victorian, because I think it's called a bow, that's right, the bow is a little bit later there, the style, whereas this bow is sort of thin with that lovely little heart bit going on there. And this bit, what's it called? A ward, that's right, I don't know how I remember that. This bit here, the gap area, is a ward, and they get these different styles, quite intricate. Obviously these are very similar, but look at the ward on that one, is that lovely? But the thing that blows my mind is just like, I don't know, Nesbitt's Enchanted Garden or whatever. What did these unlock? What door did they take you into that's disappeared and gone now? We will never know. The ghosts, the spirits, the worlds, the houses, the churches, the whatever. These are secret pieces of psychedelic science fiction. Anyway, I got a bit carried away with that. This is nice. Look at this. But you have to have a little keen eye to pick something like this up. Bone, steel, little stalk scissors that actually work. It's a charm. Might have been a cracker, but I doubt it. I think I have seen these before. And I'll clean this up with some iron wool. And it actually shuts. Don't want to force it too much. Bit of WD-40. And clean that up with a little bit of iron wool very carefully so I don't take the gold paint. It's not gilt. But these I know do sell for about £40, sometimes £60, quite a lot. They're also lovely if you've got a doll's house. And people love to collect actual antique items for their doll's house. If you have one of the giant, you know, the lovely original 19th century houses, this sort of thing looks really lovely. So I imagine that could be where they might end up if I sell those. What else have we got? We got an empty bit of bubble wrap, always very important to have. And I like these. Again, a huge bag of these. I only paid, I can't remember, actually £4. £4 for about 60 of them. I mean, it's a very deep cranberry, if it is cranberry, but I imagine it is. It is cranberry. It's got that lovely slight gold tint to it, because apparently they put a little bit of gold in the glass that would mix to give it that lovely sort of iridescent tone. But it's got some brass there, so it isn't a reproduction. It is it's been polished, probably on a machine, obviously, but it's been sort of cut, panel cut, perhaps it's called. But it's just very nicely made and done, as opposed to these horrible pressed glass modern ones, and you can tell them instantly when you see them. Again, these are just lovely Victorian ones. People like to use them as Christmas tree decorations, or I mean, that would be a bit daft, but they can hang off chandeliers that you want to make yourself. They're always fun things to have, those, like that. What else? Oh, this is nice, little letter opener, very fragile, but it's got a beautiful spider with a agate, is it? So I haven't looked, yes, agate body on it. Or is it a giant's egg? Is it going to hatch? Lovely, very nice. I don't think I want to clean that up. I quite like the gilt wearing off and the patination underneath. That's quite old. I don't know, 19th century, mid-19th century. I only paid, I paid £15. So fair enough, I think. Rather a good price. This is nice. We are the mods. Hey, yeah, well, you know. Nice 925 stamped on it somewhere, I noticed. And it's solid silver, little Vespa. And it's moves around, the wheels turn around. I don't think it's old. It's probably, could be 80s, the mod revival even, you never know. But I just think it's wonderful. There must be a few mods out there that would quite like that. It's great fun. Really think that's a lovely little silver, totally pointless, useless item. You can't have it it's not a pendant or anything. I don't know. I just thought that was rather nice. I paid about £40 for that, but the silver weight would come near enough to that. This is nice, very difficult. We're nearing the end of this tirade of waffle. This is of course, as you all know, a Roman bottle. I do believe it is. But there's so much fake glass out there and Venetian glass. It's sort of, you have to be very careful. My reasoning why I think this is genuine is it's just so small, pointless, boring, and to many people, that when they do fake things, they tend to make them bigger and a bit more ornate. I don't think that is that. It's got the staining on it, acid, but that is the people who do that these days. They do use this sort of acid techniques. Someone's just had some sort of accidental drop of an antique possibly behind us. Luckily it wasn't my Roman bottle. That was £3, and nearing the end. Oh my goodness me, I just love these babushka dolls. Here we go. This has got to be from the 1930s, I reckon. It just surprises me because could be 50s. It just keeps on going, and I had to have it because it was just ridiculously cheap. Yeah, you think that's the end? Not on your Nelly. Here we go. You think that's the end? Not on your Nelly. Look at that. And you'll never walk alone. Yes, so that's a load of fun. But the one last thing I want to show you, the final thing, is this lovely, better watch that cat, don't want that to be unlucky, this 18th century, 1790s, it's got the date at the bottom, hand-tinted, I was going to say merman, but that's a bit sexist because it's not exactly a beautiful lady. But I think there are clues here somewhere, and it's extraordinary. To me, that is just so wonderful. There was still a lot of belief, I think, that the sea was a vast expanse of mystery, and who knows, mermaids may have existed then. I love that. Anyway, that's my lot. Until the next time.